All right, people. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Come on in, people. Let's talk about sports today and what we saw today. We got to go over some World Cup games. And then I thought I'd cover and kind of give my thoughts and reactions because I never made a video. I'm not going to lie, I didn't get too much into college basketball at the NBA prospect level. Like, hey, let's get into drafts. Let's talk about draft prospects. Let's talk about, hey, this is who I think the Celtics should get. This is who, hey, look, the Thunder have the 12th pick. This is who I think they're going to go get. And so I thought I'd just give my quick reaction and look around one, which I believe they're in the middle of round two, which that's what's different about like football and then basketball is like basketball they have their two rounds and it's all one night, and I think hockey does the same thing, um, but I think there are multiple rounds in hockey too, um, kind of like how with the NFL it's you get drafted Thursday, and then for the remainder of the week you have day two, day three, day four, rounds five, round six, so wanted to go over that, and then we'll look at men's World Cup action. There were four games today. We'll go over that. We'll look at the standings because if I'm not mistaken, I believe let's pull it up. I believe everybody's all squared away. I believe everybody has played two games. Yep. So we'll go over that. Which now more than ever, I need to make my ranking video on. We need to do my rankings. We need to get that out as soon as possible. Oh my gosh, let me hold on. Whoops. I just realized. Hold on, let me move the screen over just there we go. How we looking? How we looking, people? Alright, let me turn that down just a titch. Alright, how we doing, people? Welcome back. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, if you guys have any sports related, like, let me know. Let me know if you got a hot take that you want me to cover or talk about. We're going to try to go over all of it in today's stream and just try to cover the big things that we can. Because the other thing, too, that we can go over as well is a lot of trades happened in the NHL as well. And it's like, well, we already know the biggest, unless, dude, unless we get like a bombshell of Hellebuck going, because there have been reports, which I don't like these reports. I don't follow them. I don't think they're accurate because there's a lot of talks that the Florida Panthers are going to move on from Sergei Bobrovsky, and they're going to bring Connor Hellebuck in, and it's kind of like, what? No, no, no. So we're just openly cheating. Oh, okay, sure. Even though it would totally fit that joke of there will be a Team USA super team and then a Team Canada super team. But knowing where people play, the Team Canada super team will either be on Vegas or Colorado, and then the Team USA super team would have to be on Florida. Um, which I can go because we also got a new head coach for the Oilers. Like, there's a lot of sports news. So if you guys like sports content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Help support the channel. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's start talking about the sports. I'm glad you guys are here. All right. So the first thing that we can talk about and that we can go over. Let me make sure. Oh, let me make sure something real quick. You know what I realized too? I'm gonna probably have to go back and forth moving this screen over. Oh, okay, we're good. We'll put that up there. We'll put that right there, and I'll get videos queued up. All right. All right, people. Let's get into it. So here's the scoreboard, and here's how the game started today. So the first game early this morning was the Portugal and Uzbekistan game. Uzbekistan was coming into this game 0-1. Portugal with the 0-1-0. They had their draw. This game was super entertaining. Definitely, I always arrive. No, you could tell that there was a lot of relief for Ronaldo with this game because I mean, like, look at these chances and look how much they pushed the pace in this game. This game was very entertaining, and this kind of how Portugal played today is how I expected them, and probably a lot of people expected them to play against DR Congo. Um, like, probably one of the coolest things because it's different watching replays, but to watch it back live, Ronaldo hitting the sweep and like the whole crowd just all together, so cool. And the fact that it happened twice, and like I think right after, let me see if I can pull up a video because I want to show where to me this is the moment in the match where I was like, yeah, they're winning this. They're gonna let me hold on. If it will show it, I gotta be careful. Right. Let me pull it up here. So, right. So there's the middle cross. And you just, like a simple one touch right off. Okay, here we go. Let me pull it up here. La 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 la. And pull if it looks good. Let me check. Oh, that look. I figured out what the problem was. That our problem with the hold on. Nope, that is not what it was. Hold on, where's the? There we go. Hold on. Okay. It's the layers. It's the layers that I have to where's hold on, where's nope. Anyways. sorry, I get distracted. So right after sorry, I had to collect myself. We're a professional programmer in these parts, people. So right after the goal, what is the first thing that Ronaldo did? He sprinted right over to the bench. And I think personally, to me, there's probably, obviously you have the media, you have sports journalism, like everybody talking about how Portugal has not shown up. This team who is favored to win their group, go 3-0, get out in knockout rounds, potentially in the round of 16, meet up with Messi and Argentina. Like, people considered Portugal a dark horse, and them drawing with Cape Verde was not part of the, and so there was probably a lot of hype, and there was a lot of probably disappointment and loud noise from outside the locker room. And so, the fact that right after the goal, he's pointing at his teammates and hyped up, let's freaking go, and then just sprinted right to him after the goal. They all were hyped together, joined in a group, and then after he went to the crowd, he's like, here we go, sweet, and it was so cool. And to have it be 5 minutes into the game definitely set the tone for what the rest of this game entailed, because this game was not close. Now, when Uzbekistan had that one goal taken away off the board, so here's the celebration, and then we fast forward to, I want to get because they made it 2-0 right here, if it will show it. By the letter of the law, I mean, the grabbing here could probably be what ultimately, that's a foul. To me, I think right after, because they made it 2-1, and it's we might have a shootout here. This could be a high-scoring game. I think it stopped all momentum for the remainder of the game because they ended up winning, what, 5-0? And I think I wouldn't have taken the goal off the board because when you saw how the rest of the game went and the trajectory of it, with the momentum, Uzbekistan didn't do anything for the remainder of the half. Like, this kind of deflated all the air in the momentum that they had. I think it was a good defensive play. I don't think, like, I do think there was a little bit of flopping and he milked it just a little bit, which I'm going to say that on all the soccer. Like, people who watch soccer, like, they can tell, like, there are egregious penalties, but then when you slow it all the way down, and here, let me move myself out of the way. Nobody touches his feet. Let's do right here. Whoop, and then right here. He's not touching his feet. He's not slide tackling his feet. He can't. Now, when they were talking about the rules and like they brought VAR in and they're like, no, it's a penalty. It was like, all right, fine, whatever. But to me, it just, I don't know. It seemed a little kind of like, oh, come on, because they'd started to build up momentum. Portugal took an early 2-0 lead, but it wouldn't have mattered for the remainder of the game. And then we have, here's Ronaldo's second goal, which again was absolutely freaking crazy. Let me see if I can, hold on. Let's pull this over here. There we are. Okay, here we go. So his second goal, perfect pass. He was just trailing. There were a lot of goals today where someone fed it right through the middle, and like he's just trailing, and then he caught up to it. Ghana had one of those against England late in their game as well, but he just fed it right here, and from about around here he kicked it and it just dribbled and notched itself in. Like it kind of looked like, oh, because it was close. It was close. But then he scored, and then that's where this photo comes from. Just like the relief of, oh, finally, because that's the other thing that's gotten really loud. And I don't think it's just necessarily Messi fans talking about it. I would say more of like the soccer world on social media of how, and I even looked at it because I didn't think this stat was real. But in the last 10 games, Ronaldo, oh, come on. No, don't use Chrome. Like they were going from the Russia games to then the Qatar games, and they were talking about how this dude hasn't scored a goal since there. He's at 10 goals now. Yeah. They're like, he only scored 1 goal in Qatar. And then from the remainder of like the group play goals, because I think this was probably in like the first or the second game, but for the remainder of their games, and then the start to this, it got loud, and people were talking about like it's been X amount of games since you scored a goal, and then for him to come out and score 2, super cool. He could have had 3, which there was the goal that made it 2-0 was there was a penalty. There was a penalty kick. Okay, hold on. It's going to play an ad. Hold on. So what we're going to do to pass time is just keep on scrolling. All right. So here's the penalty kick. Everybody thought that Ronaldo was going to take the kick. He's chilling right here. But it ended up being, yep, total fakerooski, which what's kind of funny is like when other teams run this kind of play, like you can tell it's going to be a fake. But he literally, like it showed it back on replay. And with how it just goes right through the defender and just out of the, I don't think the goalkeeper was even ready. Because he probably wasn't, because what it probably was going to be was him going first and then Ronaldo with the crosser, because that's kind of how they do the 2 at once. I think what would be the ultimate fake out is if you have a lefty and then a righty go at the same time, and like one of them, whether it's the righty or the lefty, they know to plant their foot like right by the soccer ball, and so they're both like swinging in one. That would be super trippy. But the goalie, nobody. I mean, considering we knew like, okay, this could be a fake. I guess they probably were calling his bluff and thinking Ronaldo was going to shoot it here because usually he does. I don't know, but it ended up being a goal. And then there was another. Or am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of Messi. I'm thinking of Messi yesterday where he had one of these and it went off the left side and hit like the boomstick in the back. Anyways, so that was the Uzbekistan game against Portugal. They ended up winning 5-0. Their standings in that tournament right now. Ooh, okay, they're at the top. Colombia has 3 points, which Colombia is about to take the lead because Colombia is winning right now. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, did someone just... Oh, I spoke too soon. Someone literally just scored. Okay, I spoke too soon. All right, let's go to the England and the Ghana game. This game, I am so shocked. Okay, this ultimately looking at this game, this was going to be the well, now how it sits, this was not the final, but this was winner of this was going to clinch. And now with where it sits, it just hopefully it doesn't take away from, hold on, let me, oh, I don't want YouTube to freak out. Hopefully it doesn't take away from England's win against Croatia. Because personally, I thought the biggest game in Group L was going to be England versus Croatia. Because that's what I had. I had England, Croatia, Ghana, and then Panama. That's how my rankings went. And so now that both teams are sitting at 4 wins, the team who would have won would have secured the group and gone to the knockout round. This is technically not the final, but now we go to England versus Panama, and if England versus Panama, winner of that wins, no, hold on, what am I trying to say here? Because it comes down to the hold on, because Ghana out of Ghana and Croatia, I'm just gonna do a blanket statement. Winner of Ghana Croatia is second place, but then if England wins Panama, they're first place. But if they draw, they're still in because they have the leg up on Croatia. Does that make sense with the points? Because the points are sitting at 4-4-3-0. So if England beats Panama, which I guess they will, that's going to have them be 7 points. And then if Croatia beats Ghana, they're going to have 6 points. If Ghana beats England, they'll have 7 points. But then to that point, if it's England tied at 7 with Ghana tied at 7, they both had a draw 0-0. And then first place would be decided by, well, who scored more points, Ghana or England. Now, if Ghana and Croatia draw, I don't know. That'd be super tough. But to that point, because of how well Ghana has played and Croatia, I would think both of them move on. And it would kind of come down to kind of the Group I situation where France and Norway, we know who the 1 and 2 are. Winner gets in, losers second place. They're not going to keep Senegal out. Like Senegal kept it close with Norway, Senegal kept it close with France. Senegal has played good soccer. Now, for them to not earn their spot, but convince if they should move on to the next round, is how much they beat Iraq in the next game. Like if this is a 4-0 win, I have reason to believe that they'll be moving on and playing in the next game. So that's just me. All right, but anyways, back to the game. Back to what we saw today out of England and Ghana. It was a close game, and there were a lot of really good goals. There were a lot of really good, goal saves. The goalie for each team, like there were a handful of looks, which here was one of them. Um, there was a header that went right off, like the header went off the crossbar, then it went back to Cannon, then he just put a little too much touch on it, went over the rim, top rim crossbar, like it was a crazy game. And like, just considering how good England is, if I had them ranked at number one after the first round, now after round two they would drop. They would drop. Ghana would move up a little bit. Like it. I don't think it's too much to overlook and too much to freak out about, but like, because they still have a game on hand. Their point differential for what they did to Croatia is the difference with them right now, so I wouldn't freak out too much. But we'll just see. They got to beat Panama convincingly, and then Ghana and Croatia. Winner of that is second place. To me, that's that becomes then the biggest game of their group plays, because if Ghana upsets and beats Croatia like 3-1, oh dude, that's crazy, because I don't think very many people suspected that. So all right, let's move ahead. Actually, I haven't checked the chat in a minute. Chat, how we doing? All right, moving ahead. Then we had the Panama versus Croatia game. The goal was at the start of the second half in the 54th minute. This game was good. Kind of. It to me, like, I like to see wins. I like to see goals. The England game was a little bit better. I think after this game, though, Panama is eliminated. Um, but yeah, there was a couple yellow cards in this game as well. Let me see if there's any other big things to talk about. Not too much. Yeah, nothing too much. It's just, it was a tight, contested game in the first half, and then to start the second half, that's when there was the goal in the 54th. They probably, hey, let's start these first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because that's what I'm starting to notice too with some of these games is the team. Have we? Let me go look this up. I don't think we've actually seen a comeback yet in all the games. When did this bad boy start? Okay. Oh, no, we had one. Because Czechia went up 1-0. And then South Korea proceeded to score 2. And this was in the second half, too. This was tied 0-0 at halftime. I think this Qatar switch, there was a comeback in this one too, now that I'm thinking about it. I should have known. Yeah. Because they scored, and then they scored, and then they scored, and then they scored to tie. So, I mean, I guess to score to tie it and force a draw, technically, yes, is a comeback. There was it or was it Bosnia against Canada? There was a team, no, 78-21. It had to have been the Switzerland matchup with Qatar. Yes, because I was like, there was one where, yes. Because I was like, there was one where, like, they literally scored at the buzzer to tie it. Let me think here. This Ivory Coast goal against Ecuador was, in the 90th minute. Buzzer shot. Seeing if there's any other comebacks. The Uruguay, like, no, it would no. This isn't a comeback, because Their goals were within 10 minutes of each other. Um, I think, hold on, this Belgium one might. Yes. Well, no, because nah, by technicality of them, because the first goal was in the 20th minute and then all the way in the second half, 60th minute. Let me see here. No comebacks here. Um, no, there was no comeback here because Croatia never took the lead. Um, it was tied 2 apiece, and then in the second half, England put 2 more on them. Okay, so so only one comeback. Oh, we're all the way down to whoops. Okay, wait. Um, no comebacks here. Let me look at, wait, what's the date on this? 18th. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. This could Verde had the lead though in this one in the 21st C, and then Uruguay took a lead. So kind of yes, kind of no. I'm talking who has taken like a 1-0 lead or a 2-0 lead and then ended up losing. Could have had one right here with the Norway Senegal game. Senegal, dude, they kept the pressure for the remainder of the game. Like Norway was pulling away. So we haven't had a big comeback. Well, hold on. Nope. Hold on. Here's one. Yeah, Germany against Ivory Coast. Yes. I know it's only 1 goal. It's not a 2-goal lead, but yes. Ivory Coast scored in the first half, and then Germany had a buzzer shot here in the 90th, and then they tied it 1-1 at the start of the second half. Okay, so technically like 1 or 2 comebacks for a tie or a win. So like 3. Because there was the Cape Verde, the Germany, South Korea. So, anyways, hey, dude, it's been fun either way. So, ooh, there are some okay, there's some significance in these matchups here. Team that scores more goals. I see what they're doing. I can see why they're going on at the same time. Because the team that scores more goals takes it. Because I think Scotland. Hold on, let's go to standings. I would throw Scotland in the same kind of category as Senegal and Croatia or Ghana. Because where are they? Scotland is only 1 point behind. And I don't know if Scotland's going to be Brazil. I'll be real. I don't know if they can. But considering that Scotland only lost to Morocco 1-0 and that goal was in like the first 90 seconds of the game, unless I would think what eliminates Scotland is if they get blown out by Brazil tomorrow. And there are parts of me, if I'm just being completely transparent, there are parts of me that I can see another 4-0 blowout to Haiti, maybe 3-0, because well, I don't know. We'll just have to see because Brazil's offense was definitely something. They won 4-0, right? Oh, it was just 3-0. Okay, so there's parts of me that I can see both teams winning, but if Brazil messes up and mixes that goal differential here. I would think when it comes to picking third place teams, if Scotland doesn't walk out of this loss, like if they win, they win. That would be super crazy. Um, excuse me. But if it's if it's like a 4-1 loss, 5-2 blowout loss, there's parts of me where it's like I don't know if that would convince versus, like a Czech team getting an upset win on Mexico or drawn with Mexico or yeah, I don't know. It's tough. We'll see though. It'll work. It'll work. Um, let's see. We'll see. Where's the knockout bracket? No, I don't want to create a bracket. Not yet. Play to win $10. That's just $10. No. Also 10,000. What a rip. Enter the challenge. Okay. Create up to 25 brackets. Play for free. Well, and even like, okay, for example, with Cape Verde, like the fact that they, with 2 draws, they're able to hold Spain to 0 goals. Like I have a feeling they would put a Cape Verde over a Scotland team that's coming off of like a 3-0, 4-0 loss to Brazil. But if they can keep it close to Brazil, I think they would. I don't know. It is definitely interesting. I think 0-2. I think Haiti's been eliminated. Turkey's been eliminated. Tunisia has been eliminated. Well, both of them are 0-2. So maybe both of them have already. I don't know. I think Jordan's been eliminated. I think Uzbekistan is eliminated too, because if they got 3 points, the highest they can get is right here. Here at third place. Because look at the goal differential. Yeah. And then Panama. I think Panama has been eliminated too. I don't know. Let me look it up. Oh, okay. So Haiti, Turkey, Tunisia, Jordan, Uzbekistan, and Panama. Okay. I think the other reason why, not only because of goal differential and them being 0-2, but I think the chances, like the separation difference between them and reaching is probably a little too big. Let me look at the chat. I haven't looked at the chat in a minute. Chat, how are we doing, people? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How are y'all doing, people? How are we doing? Come on in here, people. We're talking about soccer. Well, football. Okay. And then let's check and see. This Colombia game might be over. Well, it's still 1-0. We're in the 90th. Oh yeah, no, this. Well, we've seen. Corner awarded. Hold on, let's pull. No, I'm not gonna pull it up. Well, actually, yeah, we can pull a quick. Let's pull a quick side screen away. Let's check on it. I was about to turn the TV on. And then once we're done looking at this soccer and wrap it all up, we'll go over oh, whoops. Mute. That is such a cool contrast. The blue jerseys and the yellow jerseys. That is a cool contrast. I like when the jerseys kind of contrast off of each other. Like the tomorrow Brazil's jerseys in Scotland. If Scotland's wearing their blue jerseys, it'll look good. Dude, why did he get a yellow card? He's the one that got pushed over. Oh, well, there. Oh, yeah, we got a little bit of pointing. Got a little pointing, a little bit of pushing, a little bit of. Dude, there's been a lot of aggressiveness in the World Cup, like the most that I've seen in a while. Like there's flops. Like when flops happen, we know about that. But like actual pushing and yeah, nothing too crazy though. Because I think you get like if you get a red card, you get obviously um straight red card, one match suspension, rematches if you're buying. Okay, yeah, okay, and extended bans go to Colin. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Which is probably why we haven't seen. Oh, it's raining. They're in Mexico, aren't they? Yeah, they're in the Guadalajara. I think they're in the Guadalajara Stadium. Because there's the hedges. There's the hedges that are around it. Oh, there's the final whistle. Okay, Colombia won. Colombia. Oh my gosh, I think dude, Colombia just won the group. If if we're looking at this right, yeah, Colombia's gonna have 6 points and they're gonna win the group. Unbelievable, dude. I had Portugal winning the group. I had Portugal sweeping. Well, I had Portugal and Colombia both sweeping 3-0. Well, actually, no. I'd have Portugal go 3-0. Colombia go 2-1. Dirt. I can count. I can count. Dirt. All right, people. Let's go now. Let's look at the NBA. Well, actually, hey, let me pause for a little sip break. We can go over the NBA. There's kind of no news other than this in the NFL. There was the denial of the supplemental draft. Roger Goodell said, "Gambling in my league? No way, not in my league. Hell no." Um, Dude, I want them to ugliest uniforms, but there is. I think this uniform would be cool with white pants. I know that sounds super stupid, but I think maybe the white pants or blue pants would make a little better. I don't know. But the no, there was like a letter and stuff of like, no, we're not. And it's like, what's so funny is like the amount of bullshit that follows the NFL because we can get into all the claims and all the off the field stuff that we've seen in the NFL, but like gambling, gambling is where we're gonna draw the line. All right. And so there is thoughts of he could, because I don't know, they talked about JUCO and they were talking about, or the NIAA, like the, like the NJAA, NIJAA conference or something. Like let me show you what the logo looks like. Hold on. NIAA? No. No, no, no. Yes, this one, the junior college. Oh, so this is the JUCO. But there was another one. There was another league. D2, D3. Or Canadian, they were talking about Canadian football, or they were talking about the UFL, which I have said that, and I have said and gone on record. I think the UFL is about five-ish. No, not five. Five's way too soon. I think the UFL is probably about 10 to 15 years away from probably the prime of it. And what I mean by that is where there will be quarterbacks because, for example, if you've been on social media, one of the biggest posts lately that it's kept popping up on my timeline and feed, whether it's memes or just being there to be there. The Mac Jones, him doing his media day for the 49ers, and it's like, truthfully, of all 32 NFL teams, maybe some lower bottom tier teams probably could use him. Like, again, I said the NFC South is wide open, the AFC South is wide open. Could you throw Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Joe Milton, Sam Hartman, Riley Leonard, Will Levis, who else? Drew Lock. Like, you could throw all these backup quarterbacks to Miami and have them all do like a quarterback competition. Could you do that? Probably realistically, no. But then again, in March of last year, the Cleveland Browns had 9 quarterbacks on their payroll, so anything's possible. But I think you throw some backup quarterbacks to other teams that don't have their quarterback, like the Joe Burrows or the Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Rodgers. There's parts of me that think like because there's no contract ties. Like right now, you look at the Arizona Cardinals. Right now, they're in a public dispute with their quarterback who's sitting out and stuff. And you look at all the other quarterbacks in the quarterback room. It's like anybody could be the QB here. And so there's parts of me with the whole UFL take that I was trying to do is I don't think quarterbacks, and this is a hot take and this could age like milk, I don't think quarterbacks could make a jump from the UFL to the NFL. I don't think that's possible. Not in the landscape of what the NFL is now, where, like frickin' Mac Jones was seen as the future for the New England Patriots. Well, since then, the Patriots have had 3 different starting quarterbacks, 3 different this is the future of the franchise over the last 6 seasons. And so they're like, I think with how many quarterbacks enter the draft, how many quarterbacks are talented and play college football, the funnel goes top to bottom, not bottom to top. Does that make sense? In the ways of you'll come from college to the NFL instead of go from college to the UFL to the NFL. Like, maybe there could be a success story here or there. Like in the grand picture of like, we fast forward 100 years from now, but 100 years from now, I don't even think there will be a secondary football league. It'll probably still just be the NFL. It'd probably be flag football to that point. Hey-o! But I think I just, with career journeymen and backups that didn't get, not a fair shake, but like one of the biggest examples is AJ McCarron. He wasn't, his time with the Bengals didn't work, so he went and played in the UFL so he could actually play. And so there are parts of me, and Sorsby would be a huge, here we go, this could be one. And that's what I think the future of the UFL will be is you go look at the QB draft class. Like I'm looking at just the Eagles. Let's go look at the Eagles quarterback room right now. Eagles, where are the Eagles? Jalen Hurts is their dude. But you go look, like Andy Dalton could play in the UFL, Tanner McKee could play. Where's Kyle McCord, dude? Kyle McCord left. Where'd he go? Oh, he's on the Packers. All right, sick. But like, I just think now it'd be safe for the Eagles, just in case of injuries, to keep 3 quarterbacks in the quarterback room. They tried to pass for a 4th because of when Brock Purdy got injured in the NFC Championship game and all that. But like there are parts of me where it's like other guys that we see that are career backups. Like, not every career backup quarterback is going to turn into a Sam Darnold or a Jimmy Garoppolo. Not all of them. There's 32 like, and so we've seen guys like Matt Corral, DTR. We've seen them go play down in the UFL, and so that's what I think the future of the UFL will be. Is, if you're a high, because like I'm looking and I'm trying to think of like other quarterbacks here. Like this upcoming quarterback draft class, like there's projected to be like 10 guys, and it's like there aren't even enough teams that need a quarterback right now. And so that's why I think the UFL could blemish, where it kind of becomes like a secondary college league, but not really. Um, but then in turn, I think from the UFL to make a jump from the UFL to the NFL, I think it's actually very possible for linemen, receivers, and kickers. Corners and safeties, probably not. Because like again, if you're a top end recruit as a corner or a safety, you're going to be sought after. The team is going to move lots of stuff, draft capital to go pick you, um, versus like if you slip in the draft and you don't end up getting drafted or you don't make a 53 man roster cut, like we're seeing a lot of. I mean, look at he's on the Rams right now. He just came from the Chiefs. It's like the Rams are making those kind of moves to bring on veteran presence versus, well, let's go get this guy from, so yeah. There are a handful of successful stories from the UFL. Um, this isn't like an anti UFL statement. It's just kind of something that, with this going on and stuff, which I just made a freaking video. And the reason why I made the video was because I didn't want to make another damn video, but it's like literally there's nothing to talk about. All right. Okay, let's go to the MLB. Nothing? Oh, too bad. All right, the NHL. There's a lot of trades today, dude. There are a lot of freaking trades today. Dude, I shouldn't be freaking. I should not be freaking yawning, but I am. Sorry, guys. Um, let's go. We'll go to an official. There we go. There we go. Here are some of the names. Because I didn't know how to. Because leave it to the NFL and the ESPN to be like, wait, hockey's still a sport? We have to cover that. Yeah, Byram was traded to the Blackhawks. There were a whole bunch of Sharks that got traded to the Senators. Kind of like the Giannis trade, where it's like, which dude, I'm going with the Giannis. I'm going to have to make a two nickel joke again, kind of like how I did with the Michigan, because the owner of the frickin' Browns is the owner of the Bucks as well, and he sent from the Browns Myles Garrett to LA, and then from the Bucks their star player Giannis to the Heat. If I had a nickel for every time I was threatened by a robot, I'd have two nickels, which isn't a lot. Anyways, sorry, that was my terrible impression of Doofenshmirtz. But it's like, what? Because I had no clue. I had no freaking clue he was the owner. So yeah, then Cairo, he's going to the Capitals, and then there's a couple. This one was the big talk, like the Kraken adding him as a piece, and then all of a sudden it's like immediately overshadowed by Tkachuk, and it's like, yeah, that. I think we could have a little bit of fireworks. Excuse me. Maybe if let's go free agents NHL. Well, I mean, come on. Hey, breaking news. Breaking news. Alex Ovechkin will be with the Capitals. It's like he freaking goes to Avalanche or the Vegas Golden Knights, and it's like, dude, if he went to Florida, it'd be like, son of a bitch. Okay, so this one surprises nobody that he's number one. That surprises nobody. Um, wait, where's the realistic restricted free agent? Yeah, we knew about that one. Nimish, Clark, Perfetti, Rasmus Anderson, John Crossan, Mason Martian, Alex Tuck. Really? Okay. Arvidsson, okay. Okay. He's probably gonna, considering that he doesn't have a Stanley Cup, he's probably gonna go to a team that's poised to win. So Minnesota, Vegas, or yeah. We've seen everybody's top three. We know who it is. Really? Okay. Man, I have a feeling he'll retire with Chicago. Lace up the skates one more time. Ooh. Really, Tarasenko? Okay. No, really. I didn't know Anderson was a. Well, we knew about Bobrovsky. Really, really. Ah. We did know about Stewie. And Stewie Griffin wins again. Um, I I would think he goes back to Carolina because Bussy's gonna get paid. Bussy is going to get paid. I don't know what his contract is now, but somebody is going to try to trade for him because there are franchises. Because this is exactly what happened with Holtby for the Capitals and Murray with the Penguins. Is right after they won the. Oh, and it also happened with Kemper with the Avalanche. Is the second that they won the cup, some team was like, "Hey, show me the money, show me the freaking money. We'll bring that winning culture there." And it's like, yeah, you only got him. You didn't bring the whole team as well. Um, yeah, okay. Ooh, could you imagine Skinner going to Florida and then Florida winning the Stanley Cup again? It's like, damn it. Considering how much people were talking smack on him on the Oilers, and it's like, you understand he's like half the reason why they got there, right? Oh we forgot that. Oh, I guess we did. Okay. Achari, Ben, Bluger. Oh, Brent Burns. Okay. Dude, I can't imagine because he was on the freaking Hurricane for a long freaking time, and then they win the Stanley Cup the second he leaves, dude. Dang. Um, all right, that's all of them. There's a lot of freaking names here. Anyways, anyways. So those are some of the free agents for hockey because there was a lot of movement today. A lot of people going hey. But I think the biggest one is going to be if Sergey leaves, wherever Hellebuck goes, if he leaves or if he stays, because the thing that I've been able to notice is even if they have a contract, like let's go look up Connor Hellebuck's contract with Hellebuck. See, it's already, dude, it's already been looked at. People have already been trying it. Holy shit. 7-year deal through the 31 season. So technically speaking, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So there's 5 more. Yeah, he wouldn't leave. No. No. But if this was basketball, oh yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I could see if things don't go too well for the Jets this year, he, dips out of town. I could see that. All right, let's do the last thing and then we'll wrap this stream up. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. How we doing? I haven't checked the chat in a minute. Let's go to baseball. I mean basketball. Let's go to the draft. Let's see how the draft turns out. Are we round 2? Oh, we are not. Oh, we are not done. They will do round 2 mañana. Okay. Round 1 fight. Okay. So, here's the first round. So, let me make sure. Okay, this looks fine. Yep, just double check and make sure it looks good. Okay, here is all the things that I know so far before I even look at this. I've not looked at it. I've tried to avoid spoilers because I want to give you guys an authentic reaction to the picks and where they're ultimately going. So, the first 3 picks, I know the player from Kansas is going to the Jazz. I know that Boozer is going to the Grizzlies. And then I know that AJ DeBonsta is going to the Wizards, which I've been on record saying he ain't going there. Who's to, like, we can all pick and say, yeah, he's going to be the number 1 pick, but it's like, who says he wants to go to Washington? I do know that Caleb Wilson went to the Bulls because my immediate reaction to seeing him go to the Bulls, I was kind of like, whoa, because it kind of like, it's kind of like, whoa, okay, maybe the Bulls want to make a push here. But again, the East is not open at all. The East is very much closed for business because the Bulls have to get through the Pacers, Cavs. No. I know that I think Mara got drafted by the Thunder with the 12th pick because all the comments were like, of course the Thunder get everything they want. And then I know that one of the Michigan guys is going to Dallas, but it's not Yaxel, like how I had predicted. So, let's get into it. With that being said, that is all I know about the draft so far. Hold on, let me yoink. That's all I know about the draft so far. Here we go. All right. AJ DeBonsta, the number 1 overall pick. Forward from BYU to the Washington Wizards. K. Darren Peterson. Cameron Boo. Oh, I didn't know that the Bulls were the 4th pick. The Illinois. Oh, to the Clippers. Okay. Mikael Brown Jr. to Louisville. Darius Acuff to the Kings. Kingston Fleming to the Hawks. Okay. Morris Johnson Jr. Okay. What? Like, I bet Bucks fans are like, really? We traded Giannis? We traded Giannis for what? Dude, Yaxel went to the Warriors? Bro. That's actually freaking crazy. That's actually pretty freaking crazy. Yeah, yep. Who? Who's that? Okay. What? UK. Is that like UK or like University of Kentucky? Like, cause I hear UK and I think oh, good day, mate. I don't think of Kentucky when I hear UK. Mexico University. No. Okay. Oh, he got traded to Memphis. Never. See, and this is the other thing that freaking. Okay, he got traded to Milwaukee. See, this is the other thing that pisses me the hell off. This pisses me the hell off with basketball. Quit saying they're going to the Heat if they end up to Milwaukee. Quit posing it like that. Like, because that is. Anyways. So he didn't even end up with the Pistons. He ended up in Memphis. What? So he's not even with the Thunder. He's with Detroit. Oh, dude, that would freaking suck. You're like, ooh, I could get a champion. Dub. There it goes. Exit stage left. All right. Here we go. Zuby Ejiofor to Atlanta. From okay. Um. There's Reed Jr. Oh my, and then he got traded to San Antonio. Oh my gosh. Okay. No way. Oh, and then he got traded away too. Cole Pete's gonna be. He got traded to Phoenix. Okay. Okay, I've seen this before. Oh well, let me go any. Oh, okay, it's all the way. Yeah, Caravan went to the Kings. Yeah, because it's like, what the hell is the point of saying he got traded to him if he's just. And then Kobe to Phoenix from the New York Knicks. And then the Mav. Like, what the hell? Sorry, I. Steal. I don't understand, and I don't claim to understand what's up with all the. Wait, so then hold on. So if we go over here to like the Kings, and then we go to roster. Yeah, okay, no, he's right there. Well, okay. Hey, if that's what they're gonna do, that's what they're gonna do. Which to think about like where the what's what I'm looking for. Just the NFL does it so much different. Like, let me show you the NFL. Go away. See how? So if there was a trade, it doesn't matter who was here with the sixth pick. Like, it was the Chiefs who ended up with it, or the Browns, or they don't show the Giants, and then no, they just straight on down. This is who they were drafted by. Hey. Anyways. Alright, people, let's do one more thing and then we'll end the stream. People on the shorts end, I thank y'all for hanging out. We're gonna do a hard out. You said hard. No. So I will see you guys in the next stream. Goodbye. Yeah, they've mixed up